It's time to talk about something that we all love. It's Food Chat with HD. Hungry? Well, you may just be after this, because it's time for Food Chat with HD.
I'm sorry, gang. I couldn't help myself but play Ooh La La La. It was right there in my media, and I just had to play it. I'm sorry. This ain't after show chat. This is Food Chat HD. What are you doing playing Ooh La La? That's saved for after show chat. Gang, this is Food Chat with HD. Oh, I have to get out of my mind. I'm thinking it's after show chat. Gang, we just celebrated 300 episodes on after show chat. So still in my mind. Always on my mind. So look, gang, this is Food Chat with HD, where we come at you every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m., where we talk about food. No ooh la la over here unless the food's good. Then we say ooh la la. Look, like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. I know a lot of y'all are watching after, not live, and I appreciate that too, because I see how the numbers on this show, and then they pop up over the week. It's incredible to me to see everybody who watches later. So I appreciate everybody watching either live right now or later on. And like and subscribe. And look, you can even follow me on Facebook if you like. Get some sneak peeks of what we're doing out there. You know what's coming up. Don't worry, I don't put too much personal stuff on my Facebook. I'm usually just talking about what's on the channel and funny stuff sometimes and whatnot. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining in. Thanks. See Chantel's in there. I see Jean's in there. Ooh la la. See people watching. Secret watchers. Thank y'all so much. Now look, let's start off this. Tonight I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek exclusive review that I put up. I'm behind schedule in putting up reviews, and I have one ready to go, but I fell asleep early last night and I didn't put it up for this morning. So I don't know when I'm going to put up the one I'm going to give you all the exclusive review for, but it's going to come up. And I got some questions that people have asked that we're going to cover tonight. Try to keep the show about 30 minutes, so enough blabbing, and let's just move on. First place I'm going to talk about that we went to eat at is last week, and I talked about it a little bit on last week's show. It was Spahr's and Des Allemands. Now, whenever I talked about Spahr's and Des Allemands, I talked about them charging me 20 cents for pickles, but I did not talk about the food that we got. And to this day, every time I go to Des Allemands and I go to the Spahr's and Des Allemands, I don't think I've ever had a decent meal there. We tried again. I went with open mind. It's just, I don't find their food seasoned. I don't find they fry their seafood well. It was a bad experience for us. We went last Sunday and we were going to go to Metairie and eat, but Mrs. D said, let's go try out Spahr, because I've been talking about it. I said, maybe I should give it a shot. And I made a mistake. So let's start. I got the shrimp pull boy. Okay. I got the shrimp pull boy. These shrimp were cold. You see these pickles in the bottom. That was 20 cents worth of pickles right there for extra pickles. Not even extra pickles, just to add pickles. The shrimp pull boy was cold. The bread was salt. It wasn't toasty. It wasn't to my preference. It was just like you would have taken it out the bag and throw some stuff on. It was not great. And here it was opened up. Look, I know it looks like they got a lot, but I'm telling you, those shrimp were terrible. The shrimp were not fried fresh. They weren't fresh, and they must have been sitting out there. They were cold. The batter was coming off. They had no taste. It was like eating nothing. I'm going to be honest with you. It was like eating nothing. These shrimp had zero taste, zero flavor. And I was very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. That's right, Gene. It was something else. Mrs. D, all right. She went with the crab patty, crab cakes, or whatever you'd want to call it. Now, look, I don't need nothing fancy. Mrs. D don't need nothing fancy on their crab cakes, all right? But here they go. They put coleslaw. Look how small this crab cake is. Crab, talk about what Wendy's, where's the beef? Well, where's the crab? All right. Look how oversized that bun is compared to that little piece of crab right there. It was pathetic. You got more. That was a coleslaw burger with a little crab, with a little bit of crab in there. That sauce they put on was terrible. Those fries were cold. And like I said, look, exactly, G. Where is that crab? Where is that crab? I mean, you're going to serve a bun like that. I mean, make sure to serve a smaller bun or something. You know, I could take a smaller bun, but having a bite, bites and bites full of coleslaw on a bun ain't the best thing in the world. I'll be honest with you. So, that was disappointing. Now, the place is nice, but I'm going to tell you something. Let me just show you one more thing, and then I'm going to talk about this. I'm sorry. Thank you, Blade. I don't know what it is, and I'm going to talk about this after I talk about the potato salad, Blaine. I appreciate the comment. That potato salad was so dry. So dry. I could not eat it. If you look at the review, I pick it up with a fork, and I pick it up with a fork, and it's like crumbling potatoes or something. It was not smooth. It was horrible. I could not finish that potato salad. And Blaine, I am surprised. I thought I'd get a lot of flack from people disagreeing with me because the place is always packed. But people agreed, like you, Blaine. And a lot more people agreed. I don't even remember anybody even disagreeing with me. And usually you have a couple of people that disagree. And not many people, if I don't even remember anybody who agreed who disagreed with me. It was just and I'm not going back. I made a commit. I stated the fact. I am not going back. That's it. I gave them enough chances. They said, go try the one in Galeana, go try the one in Tippett. No, I am not. I gave enough chances. I gave enough of my money to them over the years. I am not going. It must be tourists. It either got to be tourists or people that just go they make it a habit. There will be no take two on that, G. There will be no take two on that. I guarantee you that. That's enough of that. No more. Like we like to say on After Show Chat. Yeah, there you go. And I prefer Frank's. I tell you the truth. I'd rather stop at Frank's, get me a Bloody Mary than over there too. I like Frank's better. Of course, you leave out of there, you smell like smoke, but I prefer Frank's over Spahr's for the Bloody Marys too. All right, gang. So that's Spahr's. We gave it 2 D's. Ain't going back. That's it. Oh, yeah, there you go. Frank's is the best. I used to stop there all the time when we used to go camping. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you're tempted every time you pass there, you want to stop. All right. Not Spahr's, Frank's bar, Bloody Mary. Let's talk about the exclusive. I did put this review up, but Saturday we were visiting our daughter in River Ridge. And what happened was I put a story up earlier in the day on my Facebook, and I saw Smash Dat Burgers. Smash Dat looked at it. Hey, that's free advertisement for them because whenever they looked at it, I said, you know what? I've been wanting to go eat at Smash Dat Burger. And they had a burger of the month over there. It was a grilled bratwurst, grilled onion, sauerkraut, mustard, beer cheese sauce on a pretzel bun. And that's what I wanted. Unfortunately, they do go for the bloody, and I think people go on Sundays. I don't know. I think it's just a habit for families. That's where they always go, and that's where they go, and they don't change it up, I guess. I don't know. So I was going for that October burger, and whenever I got in, they were out of the October burger at Smash Dat right there in River Ridge. I was disappointed. I'll be honest with you. Oh, I was disappointed. But I got the regular Smash Dat burger over there. Now I'm not a big hey Paul Duck Tucker. Quack quack. I'm not Angelo. I can't play the there you go. There you go. All by myself. I can still put up the sound effects every once in a while. Angelo's not here with me, my producer man, who's also in after show chat. He does all the sound effects. So Smash Dat Burger. I've been wanting to go eat there, and I finally decided to go. I wanted that October burger. They had the sign outside, and when I went in, the server said, "No, we're out." Ugh. I wish I would have took down the sign. I probably would have stopped. Maybe that's why they did take down the sign and they still had it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Now, again, I'm not a big smash burger fan. I never got into smash burgers. But I'm going to tell you something. Here's my smash burger over here that I got. Now, I got the single. You can get the double, but I'm happy with the single. And they did get me. They lured me in. That's what I said. Why did they take down that sign about the Oktoberfest burger? But anyway, got the regular burger. Again, I got a single meat. I could have got double, but I like single. I just like the single better. And Mrs. D got the jam Smash Dat, that's some sweet strawberry. Some strawberry chili jam that was right there. It looks like barbecue sauce, but that was strawberry chili jam, and they had that sauce on it. And I'm gonna tell you guys, you're gonna watch my review when I put it up, but those burgers were fantastic. The flavor on those burgers must be the sauce and the meat and the onions they put on mine. Mrs. D got no onions, but hers was great too. And I'm gonna tell you something, made me change my mind about smash burgers. It was fantastic. It was great. The burgers, great flavor. Not very, very. The servers were nice and everything else. Now, saying that, I brought up this at another place, so I got to bring up the same thing. For this place, the fries were $5. Okay, the fries were $5 at that place. But I'm going to tell you, those fries were piping hot. I mean, I think those were the hottest fries I ever got in a restaurant. They were hot and they were good. So $5, it is what it is, I guess, some places, but I didn't hold it against World Deli when I got them, and I'm not going to hold it against this place. Sometimes that's what it is. So me and Mrs. D gave it 2 strong A's. 2 strong A's. I think the total was $23. Yeah, about 23. Yeah, before tip, about 23. $9 for each burger and $5 for the fries. So about $23 or so. We left full. We shared those fries, and we had enough food. And that was Smash Dat Burger right there in River Ridge. Excellent. I can't complain about it. I'm going to put that review probably Wednesday or Thursday. Not Wednesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, probably Thursday morning. Ooh, I'm losing track of my days. Go to bed early one night. I'm losing track of my days. But anyway, Smash Dat Burger. Now, look, gang, I want to show you something. Because I forgot I had this picture up here. I was talking about how bad Spahr's po' boys are. But let me show you that po' boy I made. I think it was that night after we ate this po' boy. Now, this is my homemade po' boy. My homemade shrimp po' boy. And I'm going to tell you what. This shrimp po' boy beat Spahr's by a mile. By the way, that shrimp is courtesy of Miss Linda at Happy Gardens. Thank you, Miss Linda, for that shrimp. She hooked us up. She's closing. Might as well hook us up. All right, gang. Moving right along. That's where we went eat. Now we went eat at one more place. I'm not going to talk about it tonight because I didn't put it up yet, but Smash That Burger. Be looking out for that review. I think you're gonna enjoy it if you like my reviews. I think you're gonna like that review. And we ate at one more place in the West Bank on Sunday, which I'm not gonna talk about now. So just gonna keep my mouth shut right now. Now, look, gang, I'm supposed to be traveling this weekend to Los Angeles. So whatever I'm gonna eat over there, I'm probably gonna do. I will. I'm not probably. I'm gonna be doing a review for. So I don't know what I'll be eating. Usually when I travel, I like to try I like to try unique things to that. Maybe they're known for a special sandwich or something. I'll probably go eat that or whatever's nearby where I'm staying. But I will, whatever I'm gonna eat, I will review. So just a heads up, so be on the lookout for that. And one more thing I want to mention before I move on to questions people have, because that's the next segment I want to go. Because a few people ask me questions, and I want to talk about this because I found some of them are good, and I think about them, and then I change my answer later on. But anyway, I got to be careful. Last week I went to eat at Lime Leaf Thai Eatery, and I didn't know any better. And I sat right in front of the football. Like they had a TV on that was playing the football game. It was a college game. And when I loaded up the review, I got a copyright strike on that review because the football game was playing in the background. So I don't really have nothing to do with food, but I'm talking about food and where I went eat, and I got hey Shane, how you doing? So I got a copyright strike for the football game playing behind me. So from now on, whenever I sit in a place, I'm gonna make sure there's no football game behind me playing because I don't need another copyright strike. We're getting close to 1,000, and I don't need no copyright strikes from right when we're reaching 1,000. So again, like and subscribe if you can. We appreciate it. So moving on, I got asked a few questions this week, and I do get questions sometimes. And look, if you don't follow me on social media, you could post your questions in here, or if you do follow me on social media, just send me a DM with a question. I mean, I'm always open. I like talking food. If you have a question, I'm not going to ignore you. I'm gonna try to answer it as honestly as I can sometimes. But people sometimes want to know things, And one person was asking me about like my favorite reviewer or my favorite things like that, podcast. And my answer was simply, since I started doing reviews, I don't watch many reviewers anymore. Not that I don't like to watch reviewers. It's just I don't want to get, and it's the same thing when we started the podcast. The show, After Show Chat. We started that show about 4 years ago. We're up to 300 episodes. But since I started doing that show, I really haven't watched any other podcasters or anything else because there's one simple reason, same reason why I don't watch reviewers. Not that I don't like it, but I like to be myself. I like to be unique. I like to do things my way, and I do not want to get influenced or anything else by somebody else's style. I like my style. I think I'm getting my style down. Every time I do a review, I get, I'm getting my style down. Sometimes I add a few things, but I like to do things my way. And I don't want to get influenced by another reviewer. I mean, it's a shame, but that's the way I think. It's nothing against anybody else, nothing against any other podcast. I just don't like to get influenced by other. I used to watch one podcast right before After Show Chat. And then some of that stuff would rub off on me, and I it's just natural that you would do it. Hey, Nate, no problem. Watch it now or watch it later. We're all good. So I don't really have a favorite reviewer. I watch a couple of people that do reviews sometimes, but I don't hang on them too much. I love reviews. I love watching reviews, but since I started doing reviews, I don't want to get any info, if that makes any sense to you. I'm a unique guy. I don't want to get influenced by nobody. The other question somebody asked was, did I ever give a place an F? And I had to think about this because there was a lot of places I went to eat. And I started thinking, and on top of my head, I told the person, I said, You know, the only place I could think of that I gave an F was Cracker Barrel. You know, when I went eat that shrimp at Cracker Barrel, I gave that an F. You know, I try not to give local places, not that I try not to, but I'm trying to find at least some positives in a local place. You know, I mean, I've given countless D's, but Shane, I'm glad you had Harry's. One day I'm going to talk about. One day I'm going to talk about Harry's. One day I'm going to talk about Harry's, Pool Boys and La Rose. I'm going to talk about that one day. But anyway, so did I give an F to any place? So I'm starting to think. I was walking this evening, doing my walk that sometimes I do. Should be doing more of it, but I'm not doing. I don't do it enough. But I was walking in the neighborhood, and I started thinking, and then it hit me. I did give an F. I did give an F to a place. It was in Slidell. We were coming back from Mississippi, and we stopped at this place for lunch. But first of all, when we stopped, all they had was brunch, which kind of disappointed me because I'm not a brunch fan that big. But, you know, we made do. We went to eat at this place, and the name of the place was Bistro 55 in Slidell. It was downtown Slidell. And Mrs. D's biscuit was, if you look at the review, it's Bistro 55 in Slidell. It's one of the earlier reviews I did. This biscuit, I was pushing down on the biscuit with my fork, and I could not get that biscuit to break. I had to put a lot of force into that biscuit. It was so hard that to finally break it. That's how hard it was. I had the hash brown scrambled eggs or something with hash browns, which was just the potatoes weren't even cooked. And it was just a nasty experience. And Gene, I'm so glad you remember that one. And I forgot all about that place. And that was one of the places I talked about last week, which I have a pet peeve about. Seeing an owner and the owner not coming talk to you. And that was one of the places where we sat down. The owner was just walking around, talking to his friends. Here, going to talk to this friend, going to talk to that friend. But here was me and Mrs. D just sitting there. And the owner never came and checked on to see how everything was going. I mean, and he sat literally in the video. You could see him sitting literally right behind me. And he never even looked at us, never came to say hello. Not that we want special attention, but, you know, a good owner, they should come at least say, hey, how y'all doing? You know, I haven't seen y'all eat here before. This is the first time y'all ever came eat here? And nothing, nothing. Food was horrible. And that place got an F. So now that I'm thinking, that place got an F. It's a shame. I forgot about it. It's better off forgetting about it. I ain't going to eat there again either. Spahr's Bistro 55 off my list. Yep, and you're right, Chris. You're right, Chantel. That's how. Yep, if you treat them right, they will become regulars. If you treat them and you ignore them, there's no reason to go back. You know, a good owner will make you feel like you're welcome. You know, make you feel like they know your name. You know, it's like the song. Everywhere you want to be, where everybody knows your name, where you feel welcome. You don't feel welcome, guess what? Why come back? Get treated. You know, I've been to some places. It's 5 or 6 times, and I know they're the owners. They never acknowledge you. You know, it's like, dude, I've been here 5 or 6 times. You can't say hello. You can't, welcome me back or something. But that's how people are. And that's probably why a lot of restaurants feel. And then I got asked a question. Really, I'm going to cover this real fast because there's really no set answer to this. And I was asked, like, what's your favorite place to eat if you had to pick one? And I really can't answer that because I guess some people may have a favorite place, like I love to go eat at this place. I just love whenever we go eat at this place. We always go eat here for my birthday. I love the place. But my mindset, I guess, doesn't work that way. I guess my mind does not work that way, or maybe whatever, because I really don't have any favorite places. There's things I like if I want a certain thing, like if I want to, like I love the Italian roast beef at R&O's and Radastas. I love those. It's not my favorite place, but if I want an Italian roast beef, I know where I'm going. I'm going over there to R&O's. I like sushi masa because if I want sushi, that's probably where I'm gonna go. If I want Thai, now I have two places. I either go to Tuk Tuk, where I went in Metairie, or I'll go to Lime Leaf. So I really don't have any favorite places. It's just places. Is there a restaurant? Well, I mean the local places, Gene, but like it's hard to say like local place. I mean, we eat a lot, like the balcony down here in La Rose. I mean, we eat there a lot. I mean, it's we don't have many choices where to eat down here nowadays. They're getting less and less and less. I mean, probably the restaurant I ate at the most was probably Happy Gardens when it was open, but like out of town, New Orleans, probably. We always like to mix, even before I started doing reviews, we like to mix it up. So like we don't go to I'll tell you where we used to go eat a lot. We used to go eat at the Frost Stop, even though Mrs. D didn't like it as much. But that Frost Stop in Clearview that shut down, we used to go eat there often. But we like to always mix it up. We always like to mix it up, eat different places. I don't want to get stuck in a routine unless it's really local. You know what, Gene? Now that you say that, I'll tell you a place that it's hard for us to get away from whenever we go to Houma, and we always say we're going to go eat someplace else when we're in Houma, and that is Spahr. Spahr. We always end up at Spahr, and I want to go other places and do reviews, but I just can't pass up that place. If I'd have a favorite place in Houma, that would be my favorite place in Houma. I'll be honest with you right there. Spahr. If you get the buffet over there, they have the boiled seafood over there. That's fantastic. If you get anything I got off the menu at that place was great. So if there is a place maybe you could consider one of my favorites or favorite in Houma, it would be Spahr. I just can't get away from it. Every time we go, it's like, why go anywhere else? We know we're going to get great food, and I need to go do a review here, but I can't get away from Spahr. What am I going to do? And the last thing somebody asked me was, do you think a good or bad service has an influence on your score? And of course it does. I mean, whenever you're doing a review, you got to look at the whole picture. And there ain't nothing worse in the world than going to a place and they serve. And Gene, I think this was one of your pet peeves. When the servers ignore you. You go to a place and they just ignore you and don't acknowledge you, take your order, forget about you. You don't get your order in an hour. Shane, the Spahr is right there off of Grand Caillou, towards the end of Grand Caillou. If you know where Thompson Road and all is, it's right there off of Grand Caillou where Charity Hospital is, around that area, right there near the airport area. So that is where Spahr is. It is excellent. Yeah, don't leave me hanging. It definitely has a big. I'd be ate in places probably that maybe would have got a A-, but the service just pushes it to a B. And I've eaten at places that probably should have been a C-, and the service was so good that you leave out of there happy, and sometimes you just feel happy and you give them a little bit extra score. It happens because service is a big thing. Oh, no problem. I'm so sorry Mary's sick there, Krista. So sorry. Yeah, Mary, you got in on the tail end, but you could always rewatch it too. So gang, yeah, service does make a big difference, for sure. All right, gang, if you have any questions or you have any comments or anything else, want to know anything else, just hit me up. I'm always open. And I'll answer the questions the best I can. And sometimes, like this one, did I ever give an F? Sometimes I got to think about it for a while because I ate a lot of places. I've eaten at a lot of places, and I forgot a lot of them, especially since I started doing reviews. And I'll think about it and let you know too. All right, gang. Right at 30 minutes, right where I want to be. And I look, like I said, this weekend I'm still waiting on a few things. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think I will be in Los Angeles. I will, but whenever I'm gonna have to eat. I mean, I can't starve, but I'm gonna go eat something. I'll try to do a review or two whenever I go eat. And we'll go from there. Then the week after that, we're going on a cruise out of Miami, and I'll definitely be reviewing the food on there. I heard there's a secret Indian buffet on sea days that I'm gonna go find, and I will tear up that Indian food, and it'll tear me up also. I thank you, Chantel. I appreciate it. Secret buffet. That's right. The Indian secret buffet on the ship. Ooh. Gene, we almost went to Firehouse Sub this Sunday because you know the sandwich I'm talking about. Firehouse has this new Thanksgiving sub that is out for Thanksgiving time that I want Mrs. D to try. And we almost went, but I'm glad we went to the place we went because it was excellent, the place we went. But maybe we'll get over there. And I was talking about earlier about that Smash Dat Burger place. Well, November, their burger of the month. And let me just read this to you real fast, and then we're going to end the show. But their burger of the month for next month at Smash Dat, and I'm going to read it to you real fast. Let me pull up their Facebook over here, and burger of the month over there is the burger of the month. Well, where is it? Man, I can't read. Come on, Smash that. I was just reading, and now you're gonna put me in a bind over here, won't you? All right, this is a Thanksgiving burger. November will be the burger of the month, Thanksgiving burger. A turkey patty, cranberry sauce, fried sweet potatoes, stuffing, onions, turkey gravy, Swiss on a toasted brioche bun. There you go. That's going to be at Smash Burger in November. Too bad I already went to eat yourself. I know. Gene, I don't know. Maybe me and Mrs. D's gonna go in just to try that. Maybe we'll go in and like get that. We'll stop on my way to my daughter's house one day, and we're just gonna get that just to try it. Because we already ate at one. It'd be just now, and I want to do another review of it. But maybe we'll just get it for that. All right, gang. I thank everybody for joining me on Food Chat with HD. Look, gang, I'll be back next Tuesday night. We're going to have more stuff to talk about. I'll talk about the place we went to eat this past Sunday. I'll talk about if I end up in Los Angeles where I ate there. I'm sure I'll talk about have other things to talk about. And catch us Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Central for after show chat. It's episode 301 this week. And if you want to join in on the fun, we're going to be watching the classic movie from 1991. We'll be discussing it. That is the classic Oscar-nominated Bingo. Yes, you heard me. Bingo, about the dog Bingo from 1991. Look it up. You could watch it on Tubi and join us Sunday night to talk about it. All right, gang. Thank you all for watching. Thank you very much if you're watching later on. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I thought it was Oscar nominated, according to Ramona. I thought it was. It's not. Gang, I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate everybody. Shane, Krista, Nate, Blaine, Gene. I appreciate y'all in the chat throwing credit. Nate, Chantel. I appreciate y'all throwing out comments and questions too. I appreciate it. And everybody watching later, I appreciate y'all watching later also. I know everybody can't watch live on Tuesday at 8:30 p.m., but I'll be back here next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. for more food chat. And don't worry, Shane, one day I'm going to talk about Harry's Po' Boys. But until then, let's eat, be happy, and eat a lot. Dr. Wong, my cardiologist, said I have to stop eating so much, but I have news for him. I'm HD. I talk food.